Oh, hello, Flickering Myth family, and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ, and in this video, we are going to be diving into a new movie review. There's a horror comedy out, and we have to talk about Cocaine Bear. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be a movie this year that has a better title than Cocaine Bear. Simple, effective, and to the point. And honestly, this could be one of the buzziest, most talked about movies of the entire year. I actually was able to see this with a press screening that had a full audience with it, and they were laughing, cheering, hollering, going ugh at the gory moments. It was a really fun experience. Even if I don't really love this movie, I do like it, but I wanted to love it. Even if I don't love it, there is still something here there's a magic here. It was really fun to have that communal experience. Cocaine Bear really brings that out of people. There's a lot of fun to be had here. This is definitely one when you're like watching it at home, watch it with a big group of people. Make sure you see this in a theater, packed to the brim, because that has that experience. This is definitely one that you want to watch and laugh at with a bunch of people. There is a lot in this movie. There's some stuff I don't really love. The plot gets a bit too serious at times. I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Let's just get back to the Cocaine Bear. But when that boy is on screen, actually that woman is on screen, she is a force. What a fun character. I've never had that much fun with a full CGI character that's like not in a superhero movie in quite some time. It was just really fun. There was a lot of fun to be had, though I will say some of the humor does get a bit eye-rolly. Maybe it's just a personal taste thing, but there were some jokes in here that I was just like, oh, okay, not as funny as I thought you guys thought it was. The movie's also not as goofy as I think it wants to be. Again, there's a Keri Russell looking for her daughter subplot that takes too much time, that kind of weighs down the fun. I was more into it when like Ray Liotta and O'Shea Jackson and Alden Ehrenreich are like hunting for cocaine and trying to find the bear. That's when I was into it, not when this movie was taking itself a bit too serious. Based on some true events from 1985, there is a bunch of cocaine that's thrown out of a plane, lands in the middle of the woods. A bear comes across it, starts doing it, and goes on a rampage. They try to let us know throughout this film, bears are not really this aggressive. It's just the coke. So there is just a bunch of different stories. It kind of reminded me of the movie Rat Race. We're watching a bunch of different like people in a comedy setting come together and all the madness that's there. I liked the idea of this. There was just some plots that weren't as fun as the others. Like the Margo Martindale, Jesse Tyler Ferguson as like the camp ranger people. I could have had more of them. I actually like the paramedics. The ambulance scene is the best scene of the whole film. But then it's like, here's the two kids that try coke, and that's a funny scene, I guess. The Keri Russell stuff, all of that was just, it just took away time. It was trying to maybe like, oh, well, look at the mama bear, that's Keri Russell looking for her cubs, which is kind of what mama, bear does in this. There is definitely those moments that I see where they were trying to connect some stuff with this story. It just wasn't as, oh my god, it wasn't as fun as it needed to be. It weighed it down. But the best story here is Ray Liotta in one of his final performances trying to get all his cocaine back, so he sends his son, played by Alden Ehrenreich, and O'Shea Jackson, to go hunt it. And these two are so goofy. They really make the movie. They run into this like gang of dumbass bullies. It's really good. These two really make the movie for me, and I honestly would have dropped other storylines if I could have got more of them. More of them, especially like the Keri Russell story. Maybe put them together earlier. Just a little tweaks to the story could have made it a fulfilling journey. It's a fun romp, but this could have been like an oh my god, everyone must see this movie with just small tweaks to the story. One of my biggest surprises for this, and one of the biggest pluses, Miss Elizabeth Banks as the director. I would say I did not hate her other directorial effort, the Charlie's Angels movie. It was another movie that took itself a bit too serious at times, but I do think Elizabeth Banks understands directing very well, because she really directed this pretty strongly. Again, some of the story elements I would have changed, but from the directing, I liked the way the talent was directed. I think everyone knew exactly the characters they needed to play. I actually really liked the comedy, like the segments of the, okay, Elizabeth Banks understands comedic timing, she understands how to set up a joke or how to set up something later on, like early in the movie, and then pay it off later on. But what really surprised me here, Elizabeth Banks, the horror director, whoa, when this gets gory, when this gets intense, when this is trying to build actual scares and a bit of scares, it's so fun. It's really strong. Elizabeth Banks really needs to dip into horror sooner rather than later, because I see a future in this. Maybe more horror comedies because it seems to be her strong suit, but I like to see Elizabeth Banks do more. I like her as a director. She has a style, she has a vibrance to her. And again, the crowd was so engaged that I really like her to capitalize on this. This is definitely a bigger comeback than Charlie's Angels. There's not going to be the woke people whining kind of thing. No, I actually think there's going to be, people here that's like, oh, I like this. I like this fun story. Again, the audience was so into it, and that's refreshing. I recently saw Quantumania, and it was just a lot of like, yay. This movie, people were more expressive, more into it, more just engaged by the madness than I've seen from most blockbusters. That's how you know Cocaine Bear is a bit stronger than it needs to be. Overall, I liked Cocaine Bear. I thought I was gonna love this movie. It's called Cocaine Bear. There's an 80s slasher vibe to it. I was expecting a bit more, but overall, I can't say I hate the movie. I actually had a good time with it, and I would watch this again. What did you all think of this review? What do you think of Cocaine Bear? Will you be checking this out upon release? It comes out this weekend. I highly advise it. No pun intended. Highly advise it. Yes. Make sure you guys subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and let us know what you think of Cocaine Bear down below.